I have a question for you all today. Is originality dead in video games, or is it just a trend nowadays where companies will take a popular franchise, change a few things around, and call it a brand new title? What am I talking about? That's exactly what they're doing. However, today's topic is a game that just caught my attention. It's called Iron Harvest 1920. The question today is Iron Harvest 1920 a Company of Heroes ripoff? Now, understandably, I will be discussing the demo. The real game, the official game, does not release until September 1st, 2020. But the topic and the thought still stands. Is this game simply a ripoff? Now, what does Iron Harvest do for it to be considered a ripoff? Well, for starters, it attempts to copy every single thing that Company of Heroes does, from its combat, its unit diversity, to the way the game looks and feels. But what does Iron Harvest do that doesn't make it a ripoff? Well, for starters, it fails at almost everything it tries to copy, from its unit diversity, depth, and overall just any sense of epicness or scale. Now, like I've been saying, this is a demo. I understand that. However, the things that plague Iron Harvest are things that you cannot fix in a simple patch. Throughout my play session with Iron Harvest, it gave me no reassurances that this game is going to be complete or overall fun at launch. Now, what is the biggest issue that plagues Iron Harvest? Well, that is mostly just how irrelevant and emotionless the gameplay feels. Even though the biggest draw in this game is building these humongous mechanical mechs that you've probably seen throughout the trailers, or at least the pictures, or in the gameplay shown right here, it doesn't do anything for the game. It gives no positives for the game. The only thing those mechs have going for them is how interesting some of them look. Some of them look good, some of them just look like spiders. Little spiders crawling around. When in doubt, make spider legs. The issue with this is, yes, these mechs, they look intimidating, they look powerful, but you'll quickly notice that their powerfulness quickly falls off. Now, the issue with these mechs is how uneventful they all feel. From the small ones to even the 30-foot tall ones. They feel uneventful to play, even when they're working. More so on that in a second. But by its nature, these mechs should be a force to be reckoned with, and just taking one of these things down should be a taxing accomplishment. However, you will never receive that rush. Just taking one of these down, or 50 of these down, feels no more impactful than opening up a slightly tightened pickle jar. With basic infantry being able to single-handedly take these things down. That's absurd. No basic unit should be able to take down these expensive and massive units. Also, as I stated before, their designs are not all that engaging. Sure, you have a few of them, like there's one mech that has 2 swords for hands. That's awesome. If every mech in this game had that level of ingenuity with their design, it'd be awesome. It'd be great. I've had little issues with it, but these designs are few and far between. You go from this guy to having just 4 of them having just spider legs, or make them wobble a lot, because apparently alternate universe equals steampunk alternate walking around like they have stumble legs. So Iron Harvest 1920 doesn't feel like a ripoff. It feels more like a reskin of Company of Heroes. To add more fuel to that argument, the combat tries to mimic Company of Heroes exactly. Which Company of Heroes combat, if you don't know, is a very methodical, slow pace. Got to make sure you place your units at the exact right places, or they'll die. Here's the problem. Iron Harvest attempts to do this, but fails epically. Their combat is fast-paced, clunky, and just the execution is horrible. Now, my biggest issue for me, maybe not others, but for myself, the biggest issue for me is the game has no variety in units. It's either small infantry or large mechs. There is no middle ground. You want small or large. That's it. Well, kind of a diet, no. You're either getting nothing or all of it. So you can either build small infantry, large mechs. I wish the game had a little bit of middle ground. Maybe some small vehicles, medium vehicles. If you're going for a reskin or a ripoff of Company of Heroes, then just do the full ripoff and copy essentially their entire lineup of how their units are designed and spread out. So overall, Is Iron Harvest a Company of Heroes ripoff? No, because everything it tries to copy, it fails at. And anything new the game tries to do, fails at mostly that too. Now, I keep on saying over and over again, just to make sure it gets across, this is a demo. Now, yes, developers can go back and fix a lot of these issues, which, to be honest, most of them are just balancing issues, but the fact is still there that there are issues that are severely taxing for the game. And if it actually releases next month, it's gonna be met with a lot of angry criticism on how unbalanced it is. Now, generally speaking, a game this close to launch, there are not too many things that are going to be fixed. Very small things, not very large things that are going to be fixed before launch. So maybe all of these issues will be rectified next month when the game releases and the game will be wonderful. However, as of right now, that's all wishful thinking. Now, if you're someone like myself who loves the RTS genre, but over the last decade, the genre has just slowly but surely died off with only a few developers making games for it, and then you finally see a game within the RTS genre and you just chomp at the bits and the heels for anything within that genre, but then you actually play the game and you find out it's just a copy of a different game that's more successful. So you're asking yourself, why would I play this garbage when I can just go play the better version? You just, overall, I and probably a lot of others just get disappointed whenever you see this, because like, you want new RTS games that are good, but at the end of the day, everything is just a copy and paste of each other. I want a new RTS game. I want Iron Harvest to succeed, but at the moment, it is not looking like that is in the cards. Now, guys and girls, ladies and gents, I am Max Mazik, telling you all to stay entertained.
Death jump, rocket jumps. Jesus Christ. I wonder if I land on people if it hurts.
Requesting Noshideko support.
Let's see. Yep. Kills the whole squad immediately.
All systems look good. They're as good as dead.